each and every time you feel that this is the time, if you don't do it, we'll miss the timeline. So
Yeah,
it's
very
okay.
true.
We were also feeling like this is the right time, let's do it. And we we left and we started at factory automation and robotics. That was very clear. We are more familiar with process automation, but we
Mm,
know that in this area, there are legacy companies, right? The entry barrier is huge. We made a strategy that like first we'll do consultancy, then we'll build software, then we'll go into the hardware. Just because we were Asian Paints, we built so many factories, or we were part of the project team. So our entry was quite easy. I say, or we were lucky. So I always feel that we were very lucky. Like, everywhere we went, like the timing was right and we built a good product. Nobody buys product in our field. They buy
okay.
solution, right?
How long did you take to build this first prototype?
We build, we build everything fast, right? So there is no product till now which we have not built in less than 6 months. We started this company after working in so many good companies, right? So we thought like, whatever we have learned in all these companies, we have to build from the day one. The most important thing is culture.
Very interesting philosophy. Fail fast. It like helps in the iteration process, like just getting the next version of product out.
Fast is just like, outcome. There's a value called courage. In our case, courage is to like, to fail fast. It's again a courage, right? So
Mm,
it's
yeah.
not failing and like, taking too much of a time because you're afraid of failing. And you keep
Yeah.
on taking time, make it perfect, and still it's not coming. So you fail fast because things will fail. If it is not failing today, it will fail tomorrow. But it has to fail.
Mm,
That is the
true.
way improvement happens. But if it fail late, improvement happens late. We approached a lot of VCs, etc. But finally, we raised it from the owner of Asian Paints.
Oh,
Yeah.
very interesting. Wow.
So this is the way, like, again, like, so we were lucky. We worked for him. He knows us and he trusted us. Nobody
Hmm.
else with this kind of work in India. If you want to do real work on AI, on advanced robotics, right? We are the company. Talent and supply chain. This is what I feel. Right? Rest everything can be
Okay.
built with these two things, two pillars. First of all, you need to have a good people, right? These good
Right.
people build very
Absolutely.
good product for you,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
To build a
They're
good,
my.
you need so many components, so many things, right? If you're able to
Hmm.
deliver good things to good people, they will definitely give you a good product.
Hi, Bir. Thank you so much for doing this. Really excited to unlock how Adverb as a company grew so exponentially in a space which is so niche, not just in India, but also around the world. Would love to know absolutely every nitty-gritties of your journey so that any founder or any one who's building in this space understand what is it that they can build their mindset around so that the product or the company is like a more natural outcome of whatever it is that they do. Um, so, just to start with, I think you have four co founders. I'm really interested to understand the dynamics between them because I think the number one thing between all of you would be like a great communication or negotiation skills. Because how do you manage that?
First of all, thank you so much, Supriya. And uh, I feel lucky that I'm talking to the like India's biggest robotic influencer and all these things. So thank you so much for inviting us. So I'll talk about the four of us. So uh, before starting Adverb, we first met in our previous organization. It was Asian Paints. We were part of Asian Paints project team, and we were together working together in a factory. Also, Asian Paint was building a factory in Rohtak. During that time, we all met. And our CEO, Sangeet Kumar, who was our boss, so we all used to report to him. And during that time, we always thought like, so we were building world class factories for our previous employer, Weekend Paints. And at that time, we always think like, every time when we have to buy world class machine in automation or whatever it is, we are always dependent upon countries from Europe or in Asia, it's like, Japan, Korea. Why can't all these things be built in India? So we were always like, so at that time, thought was that why can't all these things can be built in India? But we never thought that we'll be building these things later on in our life. But this is our journey started. So after Rohtak, we built three, four more factories for Asian Paints. And
Mhm.
each and every time, whenever we have a spare time, we used to think about all these things while traveling to different countries and uh, So one day we decided, let's do it. And there was a reason behind it, which we'll talk later on. But one day we decided, means we have been discussing this topic from last 7, 8 years. Now it's too much of a discussion. Let's do something. So with this thought process, we
And
start.
and what is that one or two things you think that worked between the four of you, which actually made the company like, okay,
So
get started? Yeah.
we all love technology. So that was the
Hmm.
most important thing. And when you are in some organization, even if you are a part of projects, right? Slowly, you will grow. And slowly, when you grow, you move away from technology and the other channel opens up. You have to be more
Hmm.
people centric and HR related. So many other things comes. But so technology touch will be there, but it will not be too much, right? But the way
Hmm.
we love technology, we thought like it has to be bigger piece of our life compared to all other things.
Because I think more than 50% of the startups fail because of uh, there's some, disagreements between the founders. And moreover, the coordination between four founders, I think it's like a commendable job that way. So that's why I had this first question in mind. I think it's very important to have a great team, moreover, the co-founders. So, yeah. Um, okay, let's start with your story because I want to understand why is it that you had this particular mindset at a time wherein people were not just not understanding about what is robots, they didn't even know that it exists or why they exist for that matter. So let's go back and just give me a gist about which city and state were you born in, and a bit about your parents and your family.
So I'm from Kota. Uh, so I'm from a
Oh,
city which is known for
that explains a lot.
I did my engineering from NIT Jaipur, and I'm a chemical engineer.
Okay.
And out of four co-founders, three of us are chemical engineers. So I'm from NIT
Oh.
Jaipur. Another one, Sangeet Kumar, who is our CEO, is from IIT Kharagpur, chemical engineer. And Pratik is from IIT Mumbai, again chemical engineer.
Hmm.
So uh, I did my chemical engineering from NIT Jaipur. After that, I worked in various companies. I started my career with a cement company, then JK White Cement, then I moved to ITC Foods, then Asian Paints, and Adverb is my fourth company. So I don't change companies frequently. Right? But
Oh.
most of my life I have spent in either process automation and factory automation. So when you are into process automation and factory automation, uh, you get to see a lot of technologies which are quite advanced. And then I became a part of a project team which was building factories for Asian Paints.
Mhm.
So that was that was the key change in my complete profile. So prior to this, I was more of a process automation guy, but then we entered into factory automation space where we used robots for palletization, then robots in storage, robots in material movement, and the software which is orchestrating each and everything. So that time we got exposed to all these technologies.
I will come back to this for
Uh,
sure. I just want to just stay back at your earlier story. Like you were born in Kota, and did you even do your engineering studies there, like the 2 years?
So it was from NIT Jaipur.
So before that, you did the prep at Kota.
So yes, I did the preparation at Kota. Yeah.
Okay. And during that period, did you ever hear the word robot or robotics, even until your engineering set?
So in movies we have seen it a lot, right? For during that time, robot means humanoid, right? So because when you're a kid or when you're in an engineering college, it's mostly so by definition, you know what is robot. But whenever you imagine, it's always a humanoid, it's always a Terminator, it's always a form factor which is quite close to us, right? Maybe in
Hmm.
our form factor of a human being or form factor of an animal, but we never thought industrial robots, which are uh, vehicles or which are arms and all these things. So during that time, the thought process was totally different.
Okay. So it wasn't really like you were passionate about robotics back in college. So you did like your regular engineering, chemical engineering, and then you did your job post that.
Yes.
Okay. Did you have like any background of someone working in as a businessman, like in your family?
No, my father, so my father was an ex-serviceman. So we never thought of, so nobody thought of doing business and all these things. A very simple
Okay.
family. You study hard, work hard, get good job, good salary, enjoy
Hmm.
life, all these things.
Okay. And you had something in your mind that you wanted to build a business?
So initial years, no. So when I was in my first job, I never thought that. I always thought I'll go for higher studies, then
Hmm.
I'll work outside India, earn a lot of money, and it's over, right? Never thought of doing business.
Okay. So let's talk about some roles that you took in your jobs before Adverbs was born. So of course we'll come to Asian Paints, which is like I think your last job before you started Adverb. So just a brief of what did you do in each of those jobs, just to understand like what made you who you were when you started the company.
Okay. So I started my career with a cement factory. And, I don't know, means how many cement factories you have seen or not, but from a process automation point of view, these factories, cement manufacturing process is quite advanced. When I say quite advanced, so what topic we are discussing today, you will find each and everything in cement factory in early 2000. Complete factory was controlled from a central control room. All the instrumentation, sensors, etc., were connected. So whatever we discuss right now in the field of automation in process, it has already happened. But just because it was limited to a industry, it was a core technology. So people don't discuss it quite much, but it was already there. Right? So from there, being a process engineer, I got exposed to automation, and it was quite surprising. We are controlling the complete factory sitting in a small room, and that factory is it has a spread of more than 200, 300 acres, and you can control each and everything. Mm. As a student, when you move out from college and sit in a factory like this is what so that was the first time I got exposed to automation, and I really liked it. So all engineer, but I used to sit. Uh, a lot with instrumentation guy to understand how these things are working, what is digital input, what is analog input, output, how we are controlling, what is fuzzy logic, right? So fuzzy logic is sort of uh, a technique in which you control the parameters automatically. So that was my first role. So I was in charge of raw material grinding area and cement production.
Okay. What year was that?
It was between 2001 and 4.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Almost 20 to
Almost
25 years
this
back.
this
Yeah,
this year.
25 years back.
Yes, yeah.
Wow. Okay. And at that point, you were like, okay, the massive automation scale was already there in those kind of manufacturing units. Okay. So after your cement factory experience, where did you shift to?
I moved to ITC Foods.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
I
And
got exposure to automation. Then I moved to ITC Foods. So when I left ITC Food, I was factory head of a small confectionery unit. Okay. But in ITC Foods, I learned a lot about analytics and all these things. So I already had a exposure to automation, now analytics. So everything
Mhm.
was complete. I thought now I know everything. I can run factories and all these things. And that time I thought of now having my own FMCG unit. So this kind of thought process started.
Mm,
Again, not
right.
automation, but I have to run business into foods because I thought food is the only thing which will remain, whatever will happen, but food will remain. So let's have something
Mm.
in food.
Oh, okay. And would you like banter around with other colleagues or like, or you read a lot or you watched news? Like, how was it?
So
What made
first of
that
all,
curiosity?
when I was in ITC food, I was posted in Gujarat, right? So when you're
Hmm.
in Gujarat, right, you will find a lot of people who will discuss lot of enterprising things with you, right?
Hmm.
So
Wow,
so
nice.
that was the reason, right?
Ah, okay. So you already had that kind of people around you. So
Right.
it was like kind of natural that those discussions came up.
Right.
Interesting. Okay. Uh, so after your ITC, then
From 2004 to 2009, I was in IT,
okay. And then post that?
Asian Paints.
Oh, okay. Uh, so what was your job profile at Asian Paints?
So in Asian Paints, I joined as a uh, operation manager, like a process manager.
Mm-hmm.
So I was my first job profile was production and planning manager. So I
Okay.
was controlling the complete planning of the factory plus responsible for the production also. So I worked in that role for almost 8, 9 months. Then I moved into projects.
Oh, so that ways you got to understand how like the entire factory runs because then you
Correct.
were managing the entire factory. Very interesting. Can you give like two, three things that were like the main pointers which actually made you understand that okay, this is what it takes?
So in Asian Paints, like first time when I was responsible for operation. So that time, it was in 2009. That time, ASRS, what we say, automatic storage and retrieval system, were very limited in India. They were hardly, like, I'll say less than 4, 5 sites, which were fully automated. And at that time, like, I was handling the complete area from an operation perspective. Second, that time we were palletizing. So normally, paint comes in buckets. We call it paint. 10 and 20 liter, 1 and 4 liter. These are the pack. These are the like from a packaging. These are the four uh, sizes which are like which is 90% of the total sales. And these pails were palletized by using robots.
Okay.
And from a robot perspective, pail is a component which is difficult to handle because first of all, top surface of a pail is not flat, right? The lids are not flat. It's little complicated. Second, pails are having handles. While traveling on conveyor, these handles can create a problem. So we were palletizing a very difficult component by using robots at that point of time. Right now, it's very easy. Like, right now, like, each and every company does it. But during that time, when palletization was a very, new topic for industrial robots, people were using industrial robots for welding, fastening, handling car doors, mostly in automobile industry, but not in a manufacturing environment for palletization. So that was the first critical, uh, commissioning which I did. It was not project commissioning I did, and during that time I got exposed to all these technologies. Then later on I moved into projects. So that time, I evaluated all these technologies for new phase of the factories. Then more deep dive, and slowly, the interest in all this topic got to a level that means so that now I have to live my life around all these things because this is what this yeah.
I think that's it. That's very interesting because maybe in that it came under you, and then you started maybe exploring the market as well for buying it for yourself, and then maybe in that duration you understood that okay, this is what is available in the market as well because that's also important to understand. Uh, Very interesting.
And one more important thing was happening during that time, which we thought now it's really time for India to do anything in this area. So earlier automation equipments, robots, etc. It was more about mechanical equipment with electromechanical controls, electronics, etc. Everything. But slowly it was becoming more of a software game, right? Very good hardware and very good software. And this combo, you can achieve anything. Very good hardware, poor software, and it's not a good automation. And we thought maybe hardware is not the area where India is strong, but software is the area where India is strong. If we are able to build very good hardware and software capabilities we already have, it's proven. It's not like this, like, if I go with a good software outside India, people will accept it because Indian software, although we are more into services, but still they will accept it. But if I build a very good hardware, go outside India, people will say, okay, India is not known for good hardware. But if the combination is there, it will be accepted. And that is the time where, countries who are building this kind of hardware from last 50, 60 years were also entering into that area. Because it's the right time to enter. And if you are able to build a very good combo, it will be good for us. So that was the thought process.
Interesting. Uh, so during this time, where were the other three founders placed in the company, and how did you kind of meet, or what kind of conversation started? So.
So Sangeet was our factory head, and Pratik was into operation. He was the head of the complete operation, and Satish was in HR.
Hmm. So, is it like you people used to meet somewhere, like maybe during office hours or beyond that, or how was it? I'm just interested to know, like, how do you find your co-founders?
So during that time, we used to work very closely. Right?
Hmm.
It was a new factory. Then second, after operations, when I moved into projects, so me and Sangeet, we were working very closely. Then for to take all the inputs related to operational parameter, we need to discuss it with Pratik. And Satish
Hmm.
was the HR guy. So like, you need to have a good friend in HR, right? And it was very advanced factory. So although it was world's largest, but still the number of people were very less. There were only, I think, around 40 management guy in that factory. Overall count was 150. So it was a very small factory from a manpower perspective. With this number producing the pain at a single point, no other factory in the world has done it, right? With such a low number.
Interesting. Wow. So you actually got exposed, and not just exposed, you literally ran that company for Asian Paints. Interesting. Okay. So then, at what point was you people sat and decided, okay, it's time, this is the product, and how did you even come up with the product? Or is it like you people just decided that, okay, let's start the automation? How was it? How was the idea born?
So after that, all of us split. So I moved to Mumbai, the corporate office.
Oh,
Sangeet moved to Chennai. So in Chennai also, Asian Paints is a factory where there were few issues which were going on. Right? I'll not discuss the issues, but he was posted there to resolve all these issues. Then
hmm.
Pratik moved to another organization, ITC, and Satish from HR he moved into production. So we all
Okay.
got split, and after 1.5 year, we again discussed. We met at maybe at some conference, and we discussed it's a time to start something. So Sangeet
Okay.
initiated this discussion with all of us. And just because he was our boss and we were discussing this thing from last 5, 6 years, we thought, okay, this is the right time. Let's move on and let's do something. If you don't,
Okay.
because each and every time you feel that this is the time, if you don't do it, we'll miss the timeline. So
Yeah.
it's
Very
okay.
true.
We were also feeling like this. This is the right time. Let's do it. And we, we left and we started Adverb.
Okay. So, you already had the product in mind?
No,
Okay. So it's like, okay, you all quit your jobs, and then you were like, okay, we have to do something in automation. And then
we
how did you come up with the product?
the automation, factory automation and robotics. That was very clear. We'll not do
Okay.
anything in process automation
Hmm.
because what we realize process automation. So if you ask me today also, we are more familiar with process automation, but we
Hmm.
know that in this area there are legacy companies, right? The entry
Hmm.
barrier is huge and all this. That was the area which was developing in India. Later on, we realized the area in which we are working, it's not in India, there's possibilities outside India also. But that time we thought this is the area which we can enter quite easily. So we made a strategy that first we'll do consultancy, then we'll build software, then we'll go into the hardware.
Okay. So then you started with consultations,
Yes.
and in what?
In factory automation field.
Okay. And how did you then approach your clients?
So first advantage was like, just because we were Asian paints, right? Anybody who wants to enter into uh, automated warehouses, they were aware that like, Asian paints is done very good in that area. And maybe
Right.
but the supplier from Europe or Japan or Korea, if they will visit some customer in India, they will say that we have done project in Asian paints. So in this
Hmm.
way, our entry was not a big problem. Just because we were Asian paints, we built so many factories, or we were part of the project team. So our entry was quite easy, I say, or we were lucky. So I always feel that we were very lucky. Like, everywhere we went, like the timing was right and we built a good product. So we were very lucky
Okay. When did you build your first prototype after your consultation phase?
in first year itself.
Oh, okay. So was it like you people were tinkering parallelly while you were doing your consultations?
So we have to start like, we have to meet customers. So and there, so we thought like, so we will do consultancy, then we'll act like a system integrator, we'll introduce our own products. So this is the complete process, right? And we never thought that like, we will be able to execute that process so fast. And there are reason we were able to do it quite fast. And that reason also we'll discuss. The first thing was like, we thought like we'll do consultancy so that at least we have money to run the company. Then we'll have our own software. So we started working towards building our own software. And the simplest product we thought like was first will be pick to light. And rest will like, we have so many good connections. We know so many companies because nobody buys product in our field. They buy solution, right? They want to solve some problem with some products, right? It's not about building product. It's about like, giving solution. So initially we can give solution by like, acting like a system integrator. And that was the whole idea at that point of time. But we started
Okay.
building our software, the warehouse
Hmm.
management system, execution system, pick to light. So these were the few products which we started early.
Okay. Okay. So it was more of software-based solutions that you started with. Okay.
Correct.
When did you come up with your first hardware prototype?
PTL in the first year itself, pick to light. It's a hardware.
Hmm.
So it's pick to light is basically like, used for assistive picking. So light is there. How many quantities you need to pick and all these things will display in light. So this was the first product. Parallelly, we started working towards, like, automating a uh, forklift. So
Okay.
normally, uh, operator drives a forklift. We bought a second-hand forklift from the market, and we start automating it, like, making it driverless. So this
Right.
project was started parallelly,
Hmm. Okay. So
but
it
we never.
wasn't something building.
Yeah, it was like, just to get idea means how this kind of equipment, how this kind of technologies are built. So we launched this project quite late, but like, our initial thought process started from that itself.
Hmm. So you didn't really build a product complete from scratch. You tried to automate something which is already available. Okay.
Yeah.
And and
Already available in the sense like, so the hardware, like, hardware is already present. It, if I am able to make a kit which can convert any vehicle into autonomous vehicle, that will be a great idea, right? Because
hmm.
later on we didn't do it because of some other uh, like, challenges. But initial thought process, if I'm able to do this, then the existing market right now. So some of my customer who is
Right.
this equipment, they can just buy kit from me and they can convert it autonomous, make it
Right, which
autonomous.
is like a lot, a lot. So many things are
Correct.
on wheels around manufacturing units, so you can like actually convert all of them. Interesting. Okay. So did you then sell that particular forklift? Did you pitch it through customers?
We'll pitch it later on, right? Not in the first year. later on.
Okay. So then you built it and then you just like, it was just there. Like,
When I say build it, like, we started building it. It was not, it's not, we started experimenting it because you are into this field, you will understand, like, so autonomous vehicle is in limelight from last 6, 7 years, right? Some amount of work was happening before that also. But every year we think, like, uh, there's so many companies, so many big companies which entered into this field and they moved out. And every year it's improving.
hmm.
So same is with the industrial product also. So initial, like, the level was something else. Now something else can be done with it. So we thought, like, we started experimenting on it, and we thought, like, lately we'll build a product around it. And then we built so many products around it by experimenting in that equipment. So all our autonomous mobile series were result of that experiment.
So you are right now into warehouse automation. So of course, it's like you provide the complete solution. But uh, when you go back to that, what you're doing currently, when was the first prototype of that particular solution built?
It was in 2018.
Okay. And you started with what?
So we started with small payload autonomous mobile robots.
Okay. And was it like you had already spoken to a couple of customers around and that made you think that, okay, there's a lot of demand? How was it that you came up with this particular product?
So if you see in any warehouse, there are three, four major problems which we need to solve. Right?
Okay.
First one is storage problem. So this is like, so when we talk as a consultant, or it's a normal thing, right? Now, in if there is a warehouse, the first thing you need to do is store material in it, right?
Hmm.
How much or how you can maximize it will give you the benefit, right? How much you can store in a warehouse. So in older days, you used to keep material on the floor, right? Then you stack it. Then after that, you
Yeah.
started using a normal racking. You can stack it up to three, four, five
Hmm.
levels. But when we started discussing this topic, we said, like, don't talk in square feet, etc. Let's talk in cubic feet. How much we can store in a warehouse? The first thing is the storage problem. Increase it, you'll get a lot of benefit, right? So for that,
Right.
second is material movement, right? The material which moves inside the warehouse.
Hmm.
In material movement, normally in any warehouse, people use either material handling equipments like forklift, etc., or conveyors, uh, maybe pallet conveyors or unit conveyors. And then there are rail guided vehicles. And lately, because, like, the this autonomous mobile vehicles become very popular because a lot of industries want flexibility in their operations, right? If they install a fixed conveyor, so every time when the operation is changing, they need to reroute the conveyor, which is a hectic job. But if they have mobile robot, like, who is transporting the material, then they will get a lot of flexibility. They can change the layout and all these things. So it was becoming
Hmm.
popular, right? And people
Okay.
were asking for it. And at that point of time, there were few mobile robots which were present, like, few companies also, and few uh, companies from Europe which were present, but the mobile robot. So cost was very high. And when
Hmm.
cost is very high, like, justifying ROI or IRR becomes difficult. But if you are able to, like, give this kind of equipment in the same price in which the normal MHEs are coming, then it becomes an easy case. So this is what we did, like,
Okay.
let's do it. And second thing we realized, because, like, we were part of operation, we have operated all these things. In India, somehow people abuse equipments quite a lot. When I say abuse, we don't use it properly, right? We don't do maintenance
Hmm.
on time.
Hmm.
We don't follow the complete instruction. Like, if you visit any warehouse, like, uh, you buy a forklift, within 1 month, you will go and visit that forklift. It will be scratched from all the sides.
Hmm.
So how to build and this will happen, right? So how to build a equipment which can sustain all this abuse and
Right.
still run. So this is the thought process with which we started building our equipments.
And how long did you take to build this first prototype?
We built we build everything fast, right? So there is no product till now which we have not built in less than 6 months, right?
Oh,
So
that's
please,
really interesting.
so we build our equipments quite fast because we are not scared of failing. Because we know if we are doing something, we'll fail. The only thing which we need to do is we have to fail fast so that we can correct fast. So,
Yeah.
lot of, philosophy, our value system, etc., which is behind all these things, which helps us in building product fast, which helps us in building reliable product, which helps us using best of the best technology. So there is a complete philosophy behind it which we have built over a period of time, which is again we started this company after working in so many good companies, right? So we thought whatever we have learned in all these companies, we have to build from the day one. The most important thing is culture, and culture will come from value system. So that was the I it it has helped us like anything. The kind of value system we built in our organization has helped us in like anything in, and that's the reason we are able to build so many products quite fast. We won't build a lot of competitors or a lot of our friends from these companies when they come and visit us. They're surprised, in 10 years, how you can build. So if they have not visited us, they all feel that we are doing something, we are buying from outside and just doing fitting operation here. But when they visit our factories, they realize what we are doing here, they have not seen anywhere else.
Wow. Interesting. Nice. That's a very interesting philosophy. Fail fast.
Yeah.
It like helps in the iteration process, like just getting the next version of product out. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
so fail fast is just outcome. So there is a value, we have a value system. So
Okay.
there's a value called courage. In our case, courage is to to fail fast. It's again a courage, right? So
Hmm.
instead of
Yeah.
not failing and taking too much of a time because you're afraid of failing, and you keep
Yeah.
on taking time, make it perfect, and still it's not coming. So you fail fast because things will fail. If you think
Right.
things will not fail, you're absolutely.
That's wow.
If it is not failing today, it will fail tomorrow, but it has to fail.
Hmm.
That is the
True.
way improvement happens. But if it fail late, improvement happens late. You have to fail fast.
True. Yeah. I think that's very interesting. So at that point, when you were building your first prototype, what was your team size like? And was it like you people had that idea of an understanding of the market, and then you hired those kind of people who could build those products for you?
I'll make simple for you, right? We
Hmm.
started with 4 people. Right?
Hmm.
Then just because we have a lot of friends in our previous organization or previous to previous
Hmm.
organization, then we have lot of uh, we know a lot of people who are our suppliers. We know a lot of people who are our consultants, right? When we started this company, we start approaching all these people, right?
Okay.
A lot of these people, right, liked our idea, what we want to do. They liked our vision, and they joined us, right? Maybe few joined with a salary cut, so there in this organ, the initial core team was the people whom we know from last so many years, right? From the
Interesting.
same organization, previous organization, our suppliers, our consultants, and the core team was quite strong. Again, we were lucky that we were able to gather all these people, right? And all these people helped us in building the team further. So in 2016 to 17, we were so initially 2 years we were less than 50 people. By the end of and that time, we have built 2, 3 really nice products. So one was
Hmm.
Pick-to-Buy, small warehouse management software, and a mobile robot. After that, we raised very small amount of money. Uh,
Okay. What year
for,
was that?
uh, it was, I think, it was in mid of early 2018. We raised around
Okay.
1 million US dollar for talent acquisition. The complete purpose was talent acquisition, and we raised it from we approached a lot of VCs, etc. But finally, we raised it from the owner of Asian Paints.
Oh, very
Yeah.
interesting. Wow.
So this is the way, again, so we were lucky. We work for him. He knows us, and he trusted us, right? So
Right.
trust is like is very important for us, and it has helped us a lot. And then in 2019, we raised another 10 million
Mm-hmm.
from Jalasar only for building a factory.
Okay.
So we built our first factory in 2019-20. That was in Noida, and
Hmm.
that was I think during that time that was like sort of a R&D center plus corporate office plus manufacturing unit in the heart of Noida.
Okay.
Then we raised another 130 million US dollars approximately
Mm-hmm.
from uh, in 2021-22 to build
Okay.
another factory and to open offices outside India.
Okay.
So right now we are a team of more than 1,000 plus engineers. We have two factories in Noida, one software development center in Noida, one in Pune. Then we have like small sales offices all over India. We have another R&D center in Fremont, USA. We have three offices in USA. We have one office in Europe, plus multiple small offices where salespeople sit in Europe, in Southeast Asia, Middle East, and Australia. Except China, Japan, Korea, we have offices everywhere. So US is our second largest market.
Okay. So your first is India.
First is India. And we are the only company in the world which understand both fixed and flexible automation. And so when
Okay.
I
Can you
fixed,
explain that?
so, fixed automation is like traditional automation in which like you will see conveyors, ASRS system, shutter system. This we sort of call fixed automation, which once you put it, it's very difficult to uninstall and put somewhere else. It's more of a fixed, right? And
The
flexible is
product
like
comes to the robot, I guess. The product comes to the automation,
also
maybe.
it's a in both the cases product will come to automation, but this is automation which is fixed to that area. Right. Tomorrow,
Right.
if you have to shift somewhere else, it will be very difficult. You can do it.
Okay.
Nothing is difficult. You can do it, but the
Hmm.
cost is high. Nobody does
Hmm.
it. And all this. Flexible is automation by using robots, right? Which you
Hmm.
can. So today you have a site in Noida. You use it here. You move to Chennai. You just pick it up, Chennai, plug and play kind of stuff. So we
Hmm.
have both kind of automation controlled by a single software. So in that
Hmm.
sense, I think I don't see any other company which has the complete true nature like us. And
Hmm.
just because of that, we are able to grow fast and we are able to grow outside India also.
Very interesting. So your fundraising journey is very interesting because it's been like, okay, initially it was talent and you just that was the only expansion plan, and then it was the factory expansion, and then it was the world expansion. So it was very like you said, like very on time and how it needs to be done. Like
Yeah.
first hire a great team and then build the product and focus on product building. So yeah, I think that's very interesting. So right now, everything that you build, how much of that is in-house, built by you, and how much of that is like you work with other vendors?
Everything we build is 100% in-house, right? Because we are building it. But when we give
Okay.
solution to our customers, right? So
Hmm.
80-90% is what we build. Then 10-20% is we have to buy it. And second, what we build in-house, there are several components which are bought out for us, right? So we don't make motors, we don't make sensors, etc. So this is always a bottom for us. But we make a lot of things which is in-house, all most of our robots use our own cards. So we have a electronic manufacturing also. All our robots, their intelligence lies in our own cards. And we are purely end-to-end integrated. So uh, because before starting Adverb, we were buyer of all these technologies and we have seen so many good companies. We have not any company which is so end-to-end integrated, right? In that sense, we are very end-to-end integrated.
And how much of AI is in use right now in your robots or in your systems solutions?
So, 2 year back, we started into advanced robotics. Right?
Hmm.
So they're purely AI, right? So if you have four-legged robots, two-legged robots, right? The way they walk, etc., etc. So it's all like embedded AI. And
Mm. Right.
the problem with our kind of systems are like the data set which we need is not easily available. So we have to create our own data points to run this kind of robot.
Right.
So we have
Oh,
both like we are building our data set. So these equipments are pure delight, right? Pure delight in the sense when we talk about AI, like AI inside a machine, you will not find any combination which is as good as this combination.
right. So, do you think that AI was actually built for robotics or for robots, and then eventually it found its other use cases? But does that make sense?
No, look,
Because, I've heard couple of founders also say this that.
for all the fields, like uh, the generative AI. So look, our topic is totally different. When I say because if you see on internet, there is always huge amount of data which is present in which you can train your models, okay? Large
Hmm.
language models and all those things. But the kind of work we are doing, right? Suppose if I have to ask my robot to fold a t-shirt,
Hmm.
right? From where I will find this data?
Right.
So either I have to do it 100, 200, 300, 400 times so that like, it will become a data point for the robot, and at least like the scenarios which I have created, if that scenario will come, it will be able to hold the t-shirt, right? So
Hmm.
we have to create data, then we have to run our models, then we have to teach our robots on these models so that like they can perform tasks.
Hmm. Okay. I say this because robots have been there way before AI kind of had come into picture, but then still robots are not as adopted as AI is right now. And because of the advancement of AI, now robots have taken like they're seeing this another phase of adoption, which is so much more exponential than what it was. So that's why I was just interested to
So
know
this
your
is
opinion on
this
this.
is for each and every technology, right? So initially
Mhm.
it's slow, it's always an exponential curve, right? Then again it will stop.
Right.
So right now, what we are teaching robots, what we have learned in last 200, 300 years, right? We are teaching robots to make coffee. We are teaching robots. So whatever like is sort of learning we have learned in last 300, 400 years, right? Maybe, but whatever we have learned in last 2000 years, it will be very difficult to teach a robot. Like what we do subconsciously, right? So in your day-to-day routine work, like there's amount of work which you do, which you have learned in your classroom, etc. And there's lot of work which you are doing subconsciously. Mm. That will be very difficult, right? Because there is no data, and there is no like So how you will make a machine to do something based upon guts, which we do quite a lot in our routine things, right? Or suppose if I have to pick phone from this hand and put it in this hand, it's very easy for us. Mm. Tasks which are quite easy for us, which we do subconsciously, is little difficult for machines to learn.
A robot. Right. Right. Sure.
But
So So is it like anytime you come up with a new product in your range of products, now from warehouse you're also entering quadruped robots and then humanoid robots. So do you do any feasibility analysis study or market study? What are the studies that you do before then you launch a particular robot in the space?
we are very much connected with our end users, the customers, right? And we always like so our approach towards our customers are always consultative, right? Even though we don't charge for it nowadays, like but our approach is always like this. We go there, we understand what they are doing, we understand how to improve their business, we understand what challenges they are facing. If we are so we gather all this, we keep on gathering all these details, then we see, like, what we can do to solve their problem, right? In a cost effective way, right? I can solve their problem in so many ways, but if it is not cost effective, people will not adopt, right? Similarly, like, I can have very advanced robots with me, but if it is not cost effective, it will not make sense to the world. Right? If I'm Because our idea is to build robot which everybody can use, right? So if everyone has to use it, like, it has to be in a price segment which everybody can afford. I'll say, like, I'll give you a robot which which can take care of your parents, but it'll cost you bomb. Then you'll say, okay, I'll do it myself, right? But if I'll say the price is so much, you say, oh my God, it's so cheap. It will take care of my parents. I'll extra time, I'll do something else. So all these things are there right now. So the idea is to make it easily available at affordable price. At the end of the day, it has to solve the purpose. It has to be very reliable. All these things are granted, like, quality, reliability, etc., is granted. That has to be there. Then only I can push all these things.
Definitely. So, what do you think a affordable price for a humanoid is, or will be after 5 years, say,
Yeah, so
or
so
maybe say
so
versus
what we
after 20 years?
are so we are meeting lot of influencers, and we are
Mhm.
asking them, like, at what price you want to buy, or you would like to buy a humanoid for a
Uh-huh.
general purpose thing.
For general, so like homes basically or general spaces.
Yeah. The first thing, like, so it is affordable right now. It's very much affordable for
Hmm.
some different kind of industry, right? So if it is
Right.
defense, it's affordable, because in defense, like, you don't buy things, like, so you don't value human life, right? So if I were to replace a human being in certain age where there is a threat of life, then it's affordable, right? The first segment is this. Second is in industry where the tasks are little dangerous, or nobody wants to do the task, right? So there is a task, but nobody wants to do it, right? So, but in day-to-day routine life, right? So if if you are able to, like, hire someone, you'll do it. Like, if nobody is there, like, so look what is happening in the world because of the advancement in medical science. Our average age is increasing, but at the same time, we are not as mobile as we are in our younger age when we are older. It definitely needs certain amount of assistance, right? And that assistance right now in India, I'll not say outside India, but in India, it's provided by the kids or the grandkids. But the way, like, the world is moving, India is moving, they'll not be so close to their older parents or grandparents. So somebody has to be there who can take care of them. Right? Right. And that will be robots, and that will be in various form factors. Right? There will be robots in house, there will be robot for cleaning or cooking, or maybe some kind of assistance while you are getting up from the bed and all these things. So various kind of robots will come. So and this various kind of robots, intelligence will be more or less, like, same, but the form factors will be different.
Do you own any robots? Of course, apart from your own robots, do you have any robots in the office space or at your home right now?
Yes, so I have, like, clean robot at my home.
Okay. The vacuum cleaning robots. Okay.
Yes.
And what about office spaces?
So we have the cleaning robots for our home, and then we, like, in our factory we use all kind of robots. Right, whatever we build, we first use in our factory. So
Hmm.
it is us in a two-way, right? So we test it, then we
Hmm.
demonstrate it, and we build robots by using robots. So it's quite
Right.
good for us.
Ah, okay. Okay. Interesting. Okay. What do you think about patents versus open source? So, how is it that you as a company operate in, and why do you pick either?
Look, both are important. And when we started, we never thought about patents, right? We never thought like that. because initially, like we were working in India only, we never thought about it because in India we don't value all these things. I'll not say it's a generic term, but we don't value. But when you have to go outside India, all these things matter a lot. Then now we have filed so many patents. So initially we thought like, the way technology is uh, moving, right? Each and every day new thing is happening. I file patent something today, tomorrow something else will come, something because technology is moving so fast. Nobody imagined that things will move so fast. It's moving so fast, people waste time in filing patents, right? Because if I'm saying like, I'm lot of our product, like, we released, we started with scratch, we released in 6 months, right? And then in that 6 months, we build, we prototype, we tested, we failed, so many things, right? Then in 6 months, if I'm doing this, then like, if I'm busy in filing patents, it will be really difficult. But later on, we realize the value of all these things. It's important. And resources are important in building prototypes, right? At till certain level, it's okay. But we work mostly in industry, right? Industrial products and retail products are totally different. Right? Retail products, like, maybe, so, so you don't buy a mobile phone to last for next 20 years. But in
Right.
buying is like, for next 10 years, 20 years. Right?
Okay. Interesting.
So our products are more of industrial, like, it has reliability is high, it has to work for next 20 years. All the upgrade has to happen in that product. Right? So there are so many factors which are important. So other things also become important. But prototyping, like, just to gauge, like, if this thing will work or not.
How many patents would you have approximately right now?
So earlier, like, I used to keep track of it because I'll like, I'll text and I'll get to know, but like, it's I
Approx.
think, so there are around like, 20, 30 for which we have granted it, and there are like, more than 100 which are in pipeline, which we have applied
Mm,
for housing. But it's huge.
right.
The number is huge.
Right. Okay. Yeah, because I think Elon Musk has like a wall of patents, which of course he's open sourced, most of them. So
Because
yeah,
like, so his idea is quite simple. When he moved to something else, like, he'll
right.
the
Of
world
course.
busy in like,
Of course. Yeah,
so
he's done his part. He's like, he's moved to the next technology. So he's like, okay, what was like the most hardest problem that you thought was to solve um, in a robotics journey so that someone who's building it right now can understand that, okay, maybe we can just focus more on this?
look, we faced the toughest time during COVID. So initially, like, when you're building things, this supply chain is the hardest part, right? So, and during that time, we realized that, like, we have to do something so that, like, we are not so much dependent upon uh, certain companies so that we cannot build anything. So that was the toughest part. Apart from this, like, uh, finding in India, like, finding good talent is a problem. That is the second toughest part. But for us, it was like, not so difficult, but I know means like, a lot of my friends are suffering. For us, it was quite easy. Again, just because we were lucky. So we were first robotics company. There, there are a lot of people who want to. So still, so right now, the kind of work we are doing, right, in the field of advanced robotics, we have always a pipeline, like, people who wants to come and work with us because nobody else make this kind of work in India. If you want to do real work on AI, right, we are the company. If you want to build tools around AI, there are so many other companies. But with real work on advanced robotics, there are few companies which are operating like, uh, if we build project in our colleges, right? So any college student can build a autonomous mobile robot, right? In his college journey itself. But if it has to be industrial, it takes a lot. If you have to build industrial products, it's totally like, base technology is same, but the other work is totally different. So this is what the exposure we give it to people who work with us. So talent and supply chain, this is what I feel. Right? Rest everything can be built. These two things, two pillars. If you're a good, like, first of all, you need to have a good people, right? These good people product build very product for you, right? To build a good, you need so many components, so many things, right? If you are able to deliver good things to good people, they will definitely give you a good product.
Yeah, definitely. And how do you do it then? How do you do if these both are your challenges? How do you think
So
that
now,
you are sorting it, or how do you think the ecosystem should help you out?
so we have built our own ecosystem, right? And I think how this ecosystem will help all other companies, right? So
Hmm.
tomorrow, if somebody wants to work in that field, right? There is a system which we have built, right? And they can use it. It's not like this, like, this system is for me. They can
Okay.
use it because now there is supplier base. They know Indian companies are good. So, and there are so many things which we are building and which we are okay to give it to other companies, right? So we are,
Hmm.
so I said, like, we are very end to end integrated. So I have my own cards. Then we have some other things like, so many other things which we are building, which other companies can also use.
Okay.
It's not like a complete product, but they can use some part of it, and they can
Right.
have
Okay.
own IPs on the top of it, and they can build it. Now
Okay.
the process is easy, right? They don't have to go to, like, other countries to find all these things and then build things here. They can do it
Right.
now.
Okay. Interesting. And what about the talent? Do you like do something particular to train them, or where do you pick your most talent from?
We, like, from last, I think from 2018 onwards, right?
Hmm.
When nobody was allowing us, we used to visit more than 60 colleges to recruit our team, and we are still
Oh,
doing it. And, and in lot
okay.
of places we go ourselves. So
Okay.
we seriously do lot of hard work in acquiring the talent.
Hmm.
We mostly, it's not like this, we have, so we mostly acquire fresh talent from colleges. Because if
Okay.
I'll say I'll go and find someone who is having 20 years of experience in building humanoid, right? I'll not
You will not find anyone, of
obvious.
course.
So you have to go to the good colleges. You have to identify people who are passionate about all these things. Not
And
good
how do
people.
you do that? How do you identify these?
We have our
Because
own.
then I think why I'm asking this, because my DMs are like 50-60% filled with, okay, we need like a great internship or a good job, and nothing better than doing a job at Adverb. So, what is it that you do to find them, and then what is it that they need to do so that they are a good pick for you? We can
So,
talk about both sides of it.
so there are so many things which we are doing. Like few things are working fine, few things are okay, few things are not working fine. But, like, the most important thing is, like, we have done uh good tie up with good colleges, right? Where we work on a really, like, futuristic things. So in this way, we get to know good students who are working under good professors. So we identify them at a very early stage. Then second, like, we keep on doing events inside the colleges. To third is, like, we have a very good network with the professors of all these colleges. And but after that, again, like, we visit, like, we do a lot of hard work. Like companies like us, who is so small, visit so many campuses. Like, it's an effort. Now we have done the similar process which we build in India, outside India also, right? Now we are
Okay.
visiting good colleges in Europe and US. Okay? So
Hmm. Okay.
we have, like, our R&D centers in this area. So that we can, like, identify a young talent who is interested in this kind of technologies. Uh, The problem is,
Interesting.
like,
And
uh, because lot of time. So you won't believe, like, most of the people who are working in R&D leaves us either for the higher studies, or they have to start their own company. And in both the things we support.
oh, okay. How do you support that?
So we are okay if they are going for higher study. It's absolutely fine. And
Hmm.
if they have to start, like, we give them proper guidance, like, what they need to do, etc., and all these things. Like, it's not like this. If they are going for higher studies, etc., we'll stop. It's good. It's good for country. It's good for us, because
Hmm.
this is the way the ecosystem is built.
Right. Right. And what do you want from the students who are looking to work in robotic companies? What are the top two, three things or two, three skills you would recommend them to learn or study? I think I'm talking mainly from the engineering point of view.
Our colleges are like, still operating like the way, like, so there, in various colleges, there are clubs, which are like, robotics clubs and all these things. But at the end of the day, we need to have a curriculum which, uh, so our industry and academia collaboration is quite weak, right? Although in our colleges we have industrial training and all these things, but the collaboration is weak in the sense it's not as strong as what you will see in Europe or US. So first thing is that we need to build it. Second is like, in all these professional courses, we need to have more industrial exposure, and we have like basic and fundamental is important. Apart from this, what is happening in the industry has to be like, taught in the colleges. I'll not say like what student need. So nowadays students are quite smart because the information is available. So in our time when we used to be in the college, the information was available either with the professors or with the books, right? And you can go and read limited number of books. But now the information is, forget about college, even the school student, if he wants to know about anything about the robots, he will sit on a laptop and he'll learn. Okay, all the fundamentals, basic, advanced courses, everything they can do. So information is the important thing is how to create a purpose out of it, right? Information is available. If somebody is interested in robotics, right? Then like, first this thing, like, see, he need to visit an industry, like, he need to see what robots are doing. So info, yeah, now we need to create purpose. That is the important thing that we need to do. And this it can be done only when we collaborate more. So colleges collaborate more with industries, which is happening. Now it's happening.
In what terms? Like colleges collaborating with industries or say robotic companies? Like in what terms?
So lot of like, we are helping good colleges in building their curriculum, which is like, more uh, has more context towards what's happening in the industry right now. So when I say industry, for me, it's all about automation, right? It's not about like, how to make a soap. It's not about this, like, so what they should learn, because that's again a different thing, but that's not our expertise. But how we can how we can build a curriculum which is more futuristic and which is more industry related.
How many of your robots are deployed around the world right now?
It must be more than like, around 5,000, 6,000, more than that.
If I were just to ask you, which is your favorite robot, of course, apart from yours, what would you say? Like real life robot.
Look, my favorite robot is always like, something which is a human form factor, right? So
Okay.
if you ask me, like, so I'm always inspired by Terminator movies, right? So
Hmm.
robots who
That's a
is
movie robot, something real life.
in real life, like, so in real life also we are building humanoids, so that is the most attractive. Like,
Hmm.
so I
Other than yours.
yes, I go to the R&D center. I sit with people, like, what the robot has learned today. Show me something. So
Interesting.
it's it's always like, so, but this is what I feel like, because we are more comfortable with something which is familiar to us, right? So maybe like,
Right.
so I have almost like, 25 years of the years of experience. I have seen industry. I've seen various robots, like articulated robots, like, mobile robots and all these things. For me,
Right.
it's very easy to like, like when we talk about robots, I can see and visualize so many things. But if you go and ask a school kid what is robot, right? For him, the robot is always like, a humanoid. For him,
That's
so
true.
because this is the
Yeah.
form factor which we are very comfortable. Right?
Right.
It will not
Yeah.
scare us. Right?
Yeah.
If I cannot show you a robot in the form of alien, like, how you will not be comfortable working with that
Right.
kind
It's
of
like
robot. And
more known, and we are very scared of unknown. So if we know that, okay, this is what they
how
will do,
people
so
will be,
that
like,
way we feel safe.
correct.
Right. That's true. Okay. So then, a favorite robotic company or anywhere in the world?
Okay, so it's Boston Dynamics.
Yeah, for any particular reasons you can mention.
So they are not giving up, right? So they are building robots from last so many years, and like
Yeah.
every time when they release some product, it's amazing, like and they're just, they're just uh, they're good.
Okay. And any robotics founder specifically that you find interesting?
So I love my co-founder Sangeet Kumar. Like he's very interesting.
Oh, that's very interesting. Any particular reason you could mention?
You need to meet him, like the kind of energy level he has. Like he still thinks like a cool kid. Like he's always into robotics, etc. He'll never come out of it, right? So
Interesting.
you sit with him like it's infectious, and you also start loving robots.
Oh, wow. Okay, great. Very interesting to know. That's interesting that you still have so much fondness for all your other founders, and then you actually find him as one
Yeah,
of
so
the.
we are quite close, like so there is Pratik, Sangeet, me, Satish. So we all love robots, right? And each and
Hmm.
everyone has a different perspective, right? So Pratik loves building it.
Nice.
Sangeet loves how to like make it more like more technology, etc., etc. Satish is more practical, like this is the practical use of it. And I have to sell it, like I have to listen everyone, like now I have to sell it, like so I just
Right.
information and I prepare a pitch and I sell it.
Oh, interesting. Okay, great. So now, talking about the future of either warehouse robotics or robots with quadrupeds or bipeds robots, uh, where do you see such robots 10 years from now and 25 years from now? What do you see India as, and what do you see world as?
Let's talk about next, like 5 or 6 years. So so whatever is happening right now is happening at a very fast pace. It will little bit slow down in terms of like technology advancement. It will again take a lot of time to make it perfect, but like the normal use case will start. So I told you in my house I have a cleaning robot. Maybe after 5 years I will have 2 3 robots, like one for cleaning, one for cooking, and one for like just entertainment. So nobody thought, like when we were in college, that you will be having 3 4 phones in your home, right? Mobile. So same way, like it will penetrate, and it will penetrate in such a way. So maybe like after 5 year, world population will be around 8 billion. So you'll be having almost double the number of robots in the world. In any kind of form factor, cleaning robot, cooking robot, maybe complete humanoid supporting you, assisting you, assistive robots, robots in rehabilitation, robots in physiotherapy. You'll find, like after 5 6 years, it will be flooded. Like certain areas it will be flooded more. Certain area it will be like more of a prototyping or showpiece kind of a stuff. But in next 10 years, it will be like flooded in a more useful way everywhere. Like you will have 3 robots with you after 10 years.
Uh,
Maybe
right. So
maybe
any,
more you, because like you will love to have lot of robots. So maybe 10
yeah,
20. But on
for
an
sure.
average, we'll have 2 3 robots.
Yeah, for sure. I would love that kind of a future for sure. So, anyone building in this space right now, it's like everything is so new, and then like the entire market is there, you know, scope right now. So, what are those three hot sectors you'll say that people can start building it right now?
So the first thing, like the most important thing, I think people should work on building data first itself, right? Because
Mm,
hardware
okay,
build is not so complicated, right? Again, teaching is not so complicated if the data is there. So that is
right.
the
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And there are like just last week, like this company raised $1.5 billion at crazy valuations just for the data. So it's actually it's a very interesting point. Data is the number one thing right now for robots. Like we had the data point, a data time for AI, and that's where AI boomed because of so much data available. So
second is like, so right now still, because I'm talking from a perspective of our own country. So second is, was still a very good hardware which we use for building this kind of robots, like, actuators, motors, etc. somebody has to start building it also. So we are doing our own
Mhm.
stuff, but like so there is a huge scope. So if we have this kind of hardware in house, and the
Mhm.
way things are happening in the world, like in a lot of sectors, you will want to have components which are in house, right? So that there is no tracking.
Very
So in that,
interesting.
so if that
Mhm.
is there, then like we have indigenous product, everything is here, data is here, and we are not scared of anything, right? Third is like these two things you build, like try to build robots in a more form factors, like which are more uh the performance is high and they can do more complex tasks. This is what we need to do, because why we human beings are different, because we do tasks which are quite complex, right? We are not efficient, right? We don't run very fast, or we don't we are not powerful, etc., etc. But at the end of the day, we are able to communicate and we are able to do complex tasks, and we are able to work in teams.
Great. I think I have to talk to your co-founder next.
Yeah.
And maybe again, I'll talk back to you again once you've deployed another, I guess, tens of thousands of robots around the world and in India. And of course, you're coming across in multiple other form factors as well. Very interested to see what particular sector is it that you pick for, and what price points you come up with, and everything around that. So, very interested to understand where Adverb goes from here. And all the really best for.
Based out of which place?
Sorry,
You're based out of which place?
I'm at Mumbai.
So I think in Mumbai there is an exhibition called Logimet,
Yeah,
where
yeah,
President
yeah.
will be inaugurating, like will be revealing one of our humanoid model in that exhibition. If you are
Right.
like we would love to uh, show you that robot, and
Hmm.
I recommend you should come there.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I ask,
Definitely.
um, to send you an invite, and like formal invite, so that you can come and see the
Hmm.
robots yourself.
Yeah, sure. Definitely. I would love to do that. Yeah. Great. Looking forward to having this discussion when we have more robots deployed at your end. I don't
Sure.
know, somewhere down the line again. Yeah. All the best.
Thank you so much, and see you